It's not that I'm not very happy, I'm just really mad at the Italian bus company for lying to me twice.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It's 4:30 a.m. and we're headed to Paris today. Yeah, we just got up and left Andorra. It's actually really nice in the morning.
It is, it's really pretty at night here. Well, to me it's still night.
Yeah, it's still night.
Still dark.
And we'll go that way. Yeah. It rained last night, so I was really worried that it was going to be still raining while we left, but it looks pretty clear right now.
Everything is just wet. But
It's wet.
Really pretty that way.
And it's really pretty. So,
Streets are like empty.
yeah, so we have a 5-hour bus to Toulouse. 2 hours. 2 hours to Toulouse, and then
3 or 4.
like 7 hours to Paris. So, wet.
Yep.
So, we'll see if we make it there by 5 p.m.
So we made it to Toulouse. The bus ride was a little crazy. We stopped somewhere in Andorra. I'm pretty sure it was like the bus driver's house.
Yeah.
So he could run in and get something. I don't even know. It was very odd.
First of all, he was late.
He was late to start
And then he made
with.
that detour. And then he was speeding the entire
Like,
way.
to make up for lost time. I mean, we made it here on time. But I wouldn't have minded if he had done his speeding once we got into France where it was flat instead of Andorra where it was really like in the mountains and twisty and turny. But we're here. This is the train station. Not a whole lot to show. I mean, it's a lot smaller than I thought it would be, really. So we have to wait a while because it's what time is it?
It's almost 9.
It's almost 9, and our train doesn't leave until
Almost
like
10.
10:50.
Almost 11.
Yeah. So they don't have it posted yet what track we're on, but I mean we'll know with enough time, which gives us time to go and talk to. Well, gives me time, I guess. Unless you want to try, to go and talk to the train people and find out if we can make reservations for our next train here, because we're pretty sure we have to do that once we get to Paris, but it would be really nice if we can do it sooner. So, go figure out how that works.
Allez, ok,
So this is our night train that we're going to be sleeping on tonight. Pretty excited because I've never been on one of these. Good morning from Milan.
Good morning. So, we never did actually say hi to you in Paris. We were there for a couple of hours.
Well, okay, yesterday was kind of
A mess?
a mess, and we were
mess
too
would be a
stressed out to film anything.
Yeah. So, I believe we said hi in Toulouse. So we'll start from there.
Okay.
We made it to Toulouse. It was good. So then in Toulouse, we were like, oh, we're going to reserve this train. And then the lady was like, can't do that. No seats left. That was the one we wanted from Paris to Milan. She's like, no, that doesn't work. Okay, what about this one? No, we can't do that one either. Various reasons. I don't even remember why.
So Aaron went through at least 4 options with her.
I think like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
It was a long conversation,
I wanna
but it
put
was
my
all in
elbow down.
French, so I had no idea what was going on.
I only kind of knew what was going on. I pretended like I understood the whole thing though, so she hopefully. Anyway. So
after that, we decided to not take any of her options because they all
none of them
a lot
were good
of money.
options.
Yeah, well, okay, we went to sit down to look at one of the options because she said she couldn't do it because it's an Italian train, so she couldn't make the reservation. So we went down to look at it, and
Thankfully, Toulouse train station has Wi-Fi.
yes, that was nice.
That was nice.
And it was the train from Paris to Milan that we originally wanted, and it would fit everything. And from Milan, we could get something to Florence, and it was really good timing and everything.
Wonderful.
And then Aaron found out.
Sorry, what time is it?
Oh, we have a half hour.
Okay, we're good. Just wanted to make sure. So then we realized that the train we wanted, the original one we wanted from Paris to Milan, was a Thello night train that
Which wasn't included in our pass.
is not included in our pass. It's like one of the few trains that's not included in the pass. Well, a lot of them are not actually included in the pass because you still have to make a €9 reservation, which are usually full.
It's a pain.
Point being, don't use a Eurail pass in France.
Yeah, I'm sure in
it's
other
not worth
countries
it.
they're wonderful, but
Yeah, France, they require too many reservations and it's way too complicated.
So anyway, we ended up spending how much? It was like 80 euros.
It's a lot. Yeah,
I think it was
I
80
think it was 80
each
euros.
to actually buy a train ticket from Paris to Milan, overnight Thello.
On the Thello night train, which, I mean, it was actually kind of nice. You got like this
It was
cabin.
really interesting.
We were in
I've never done that
in
before.
our cabin, we had, let's see, well, there were the two of us. There was a guy from India, there was a guy from Senegal, and two other guys. I don't know where they were from, but I think they were from Africa too.
But they all lived in Paris.
And they all spoke French.
They all spoke French.
So we had a nice conversation in French about gun control. It was actually really cool. It was kind of fun. I had to fill her in afterwards.
Yeah, well, yeah, I still don't know what's going on. But there are the six of us, and then the beds collapsed to like 1, 2, 3 up.
On
So,
each
like,
side of the car. So there were 6, like, bed, and then on the other side, bed.
So Aaron and I ended up getting the 2 bottom ones, which were kind of annoying because like you have these like headrests when it's a seat, but when you collapse it down, the headrest goes on top of you, which it really doesn't make any difference unless you like flail your arm up and hit it. But it's like it's just a really small space
It's
to
just
sleep
really
in.
small space. But I mean, I slept fine.
Yeah, I did too. So one of our options was like if the train we wanted was booked, we could get the same train for today, and we would have ended up spending the night in Paris. So
Right.
that was another whole issue with like how do we find a hotel and stuff. Which,
Right, and this
actually-
just solved that.
Yeah.
So it's okay.
so this was
This
yeah.
actually
so
may have ended up being the cheaper option.
that was nice.
And now we have our tickets to Florence.
Oh yeah, this morning.
There's like an hourly train that runs from Milan to Florence. Well,
Yeah,
part of the
to
reason we ended up
Florence.
buying them was one, we couldn't figure out how to use the passes. And we realized getting from Florence back over to Agen in southern France, where we're woofing next on the goat cheese farm, that we were probably going to end up having to go up through Paris and using 2 travel days again. And we only have 3 travel days left, and we need all 3 of those.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to use another one off of our pass today, and we figured this was going to be the cheapest of those that we'd have to buy ourselves. So it makes sense, and it works out. It's just more unexpected expenses. But we're in Milan, and we know what we're doing, and we know where we're going,
We're gonna stay here for 3 weeks.
and we're going to be in
Nice.
Italy for 3 weeks, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to like Venice and stuff, but no major excursions. We'll let you know when we get to Florence.
Hello from Florence.
Hi.
Aaron's not very
here.
happy right now.
It's not that I'm not very happy. I'm just really mad at the Italian bus company for lying to me twice.
Okay, so what happened is I can't remember, our last one was from Milan, right?
We got a train from Milan.
Yeah, train from Milan.
We update.
It was really nice.
We updated. It
We
was a
got
nice
here
train.
on time. It was like 2 hours of train, and then we find the bus station, and we go to get our bus to Sebaya, which is where we're gonna stay.
So
And-
we bought the tickets to Sebaya.
Yeah,
Is that what we're
yeah.
deciding
We
it's
bought
called?
the tickets, and we found out.
Serbaya. There's an R in there.
So we bought the tickets, and we find out that it's gonna leave at 1. So we're like, okay. So we sit around. Is it 2 hours we were sitting there reading?
About.
Sitting there 2 hours until 1, and then I went to look at the board to see where it left, and it doesn't exist.
So I went over and checked the schedule and realized that, it only leaves on weekdays except Saturday. But I asked the guy inside, like the guy who worked for the bus company, and he's like, it leaves at 6:40. Well, then we went to like double check, And the schedule does not mention this bus at 6:40 at all.
So anyway, there was no buses that go to our station, so we tried a different one that like goes to the same spot, but like it would be easier for Sylvia to pick us up. Those don't exist either on Sunday. So apparently we can't even get to our town on a Sunday,
We
which
can't
kind
even
of
get
sucks.
in that general direction on a Sunday.
No, like none of them run at all, ever. So Sylvia's gonna pick us up, but it's like 4 hours. So he said, go enjoy Florence. So we're walking around. We have like 4 hours just to walk around and do Florence. And at this point, neither of us really want to because we've been traveling for 36 hours,
At
a long
least.
time. I want to go home and take a shower.